Hello everyone in the 14th Kolkata Shorts International Film Festival 25. It started as a normal holiday with my then girlfriend in Sri Lanka. We loved the people, the wildlife, the national parks, and the animals were so easy to film and to approach. So the relationship with the people and the animals was so different than my homeland. And that got me to want to understand more, to go deeper into their culture. So I had this idea of contrasting what I was observing with what the Western world was becoming in that regard. Idolizing animals, but not really respecting them. Then I met Madhushan, a super nice guy who lived with his parents, had no offspring of his own, and was totally devoted to saving and rescuing animals. This is a story that people must watch, because at least for me, it has as much bravery and love as it has of nonsense. So dealing with Madhushan made me think about myself and my choices when dealing with animals. And maybe it changed me a little bit. The biggest one was the absence of a script or a storyboard. We needed to be available to shoot, but we could not really plan. You never know when a snake will decide to get into someone's home or a monkey to put his hands on an electrical wire. And then we tried to film his environment as well, so we attended several festivities and ceremonies. Some were enlightening, some were just empty and boring. And we kept on filming and filming until the last moment we didn't know if we had a story or just random bits of footage. So when you commit to several months in a foreign country pursuing a story that may or may not happen, that tickles your stomach and your wallet. There was no permanent crew. There couldn't be. It was just too expensive, too risky. Marta, a big friend of mine, could spend some weeks at a time recording sound. And when she wasn't there, when something important occurred, I just had to improvise. Sumana Siri, our boat skipper and tour guide, was mostly volunteering. He had other clients and a family to take care of. But then when we returned to Portugal with a bunch of hard drives, things got broken, one of our NAS drives was originally faulty, then the software had a few bugs, transferring the project to the colorist was another headache, to the point he wanted to quit. But luckily we didn't. It took some more months than we expected, it went over budget, but finally we get it done. Bugs and humidity. We had to stay near the lake to get the wild animals at dusk and dawn. That means sleeping for months in a hut with no glass windows. Electricity was an issue, as we needed to charge batteries overnight and empty the memory cards. So sometimes if there was no electricity, there was no shooting for the next day. We had a goal rather than an aesthetic vision. In a way, we got inspired by what we were filming. At the end, when everything was already cut and graded, I thought, why won't I make a soundtrack from scratch? That wasn't the original plan, but at that stage, I imagined a dialogue between the background music and the characters. And it worked. The target audience. Young adults, city boys. Those are the ones that I believe we get the most out of it, but they had to keep their minds open. On the other hand, the middle-aged women could fall in love with Madhushan. Our film is different because it's raw, it's spontaneous, no rehearsed dialogues, no plan. It's like if you're a friend riding along with Madhushan and observing, because that's what we were. We couldn't find an agent in Portugal, it's a very closed environment, so we applied to a series of festivals around the world whose themes and messages had something to do with our documentary. It's our first full-size documentary, we need to get a feel on how people react to it. So let's see how it goes and then we try to sell it. because it's beautiful in some parts, because it makes you think about your own choices and how to interact with humans, with other animals, but above all, because it's truthful. Don't be gross. Don't be boring. Don't be vulgar. You have to have something to say before you say it. Cinema, it's a means to an end, not an end in itself. It's a way to communicate. So, above all, have a powerful message. I hope you have a wonderful festival, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all in July the 20th.